Kodak was more than a company. It was a piece of American life. For most of the 20th century, the name was synonymous with photography itself. The bright yellow and red logo was a beacon of memories, a promise of moments captured forever. At its peak, Kodak employed more than 145,000 people worldwide. It held a near monopoly on the film market, a dominance so complete that the phrase, "a Kodak moment," entered the global lexicon. People did not just buy its film, they trusted its brand. They relied on its promise of quality and simplicity. This was a titan of industry. In the 1970s, Kodak commanded an estimated 90% of film sales, 85% of camera sales in the United States. From the family photo album to Hollywood to the surface of the moon, Kodak felt invincible. The story of Kodak begins not with a corporation, but with a man and a simple, powerful idea. That man was George Eastman. In the late 1800s, photography was a cumbersome and complicated affair. The domain of professionals, heavy equipment, glass plates, noxious chemicals. Expensive, slow, and inaccessible to the average person. Eastman envisioned photography for everyone. In 1884, flexible roll film changed everything. Then came the first Kodak camera, preloaded for 100 pictures. The genius was the promise: you press the button, we do the rest. A seamless loop from capture to service that democratized photography. Kodak's long-term dominance was not an accident. George Eastman perfected the razor and blades model. Sell the camera cheaply to bring customers into the ecosystem. The real profits came from film, printing paper, and developing chemicals. A dependable, locked-in revenue stream for decades. Kodak manufactured the cameras, produced the film, synthesized the chemicals, and printed the photographs. Control ensured quality, cost optimization, and profit capture at every stage. Brand building made Kodak a household name of trust, quality, and family. Kodachrome set the standard for color photography and strengthened the hold. A perfect model, flawlessly executed, with profits envied worldwide. High margins fueled research, global expansion, and defensive dominance. It felt destined to last forever. The first tremor came from within its own walls. In 1975, Steven Sasson built the world's first self-contained digital camera. A movie lens, digital circuits, a cassette recorder, and 16 batteries. It captured 0.01 megapixels and took 23 seconds to record. Executives were curious, then deeply apprehensive. When will this compete with film? 15 to 20 years. Kodak patented the tech, invested billions, and pioneered key digital sensors. But culture and incentives were welded to film and chemistry. Early digital looked worse and lacked recurring revenue, no blades to sell. Fear of killing the golden goose led Kodak to wait. They held the ghost of the future at arm's length. By the 1990s, digital was becoming a commercial reality. Sony, Canon, Nikon, electronics giants advanced quickly into digital cameras. They saw opportunity. Kodak saw a threat to its core. Better, cheaper digital cameras captured imaginations. Kodak faced the innovator's dilemma. Double down on film or pivot and cannibalize? Leadership chose a fatal compromise straddling two worlds. Clever hybrids. Photo CD, Advantix protected film instead of leading digital. Consumers wanted immediacy, control, and sharing without prints. Cautious entries, mediocre products, no clear winning strategy. Culture and incentives prized film. Every digital sale felt like a loss. The pace of change became an onslaught. Two forces converged to upend photography. Rapid improvement and commoditization. Quality soared, prices plummeted, adoption exploded. Film began a steep, irreversible decline. Phones gained cameras. Poor at first, then astonishingly better. A camera was now always in your pocket. Photography became ubiquitous, casual, and constant. Value moved from physical prints to pixels, data, and networks. Platforms defined how images were consumed and shared. The new game ran on software, cloud, and services. Kodak had no edge. Late bets on printing were a drop in the ocean as film profits vanished. Critical mistakes took root in a culture of fear. Institutional arrogance blinded leadership to obsolescence. Digital was seen as a supplement, not a successor. They underestimated how fast and how total the shift would be. Short-term profits drove decisions. Long-term survival suffered. They managed the present at the expense of the future. A company of chemists optimized for analog. Film and digital fought for budget, attention, and identity. Direction blurred into drift. Kodak solved hardware while the real value moved to software and networks. As ecosystems rose, Kodak stayed a standalone product company. The 2000s were a decade of painful decline. As plants closed and the stock collapsed, the public watched in disbelief. An icon withered from the cultural landscape. To survive, Kodak sold businesses and its hard-won patents. On January 19, 2012, Kodak filed for Chapter 11. The tragic final act of a giant brought down by inertia. Emerging in 2013, smaller, leaner, a shadow of itself. It shed consumer lines and refocused on printing, packaging, materials, and film for Hollywood. Kodak's story is a timeless parable. Lesson 1. Beware complacency. Success is a poor teacher. Challenge assumptions, especially when things look good. The greatest risk is believing you have none. Lesson 2. Lead the disruption that threatens you. Have courage to invest where margins are lower and uncertainty higher. Culture must enable transformation, not resist it. Reward innovation, tolerate failure, empower disruptive ideas. Lesson 3. Value migrates. Follow it. You are not in the product business. You are in the customer's job to be done.